Are you tired of dealing with daily aches, stiffness, and feeling like your body just isn't what it used to be? Well, after working with over 3,000 patients in the past 8 years, I've uncovered 21 key health lessons that can help you stay strong, active, and pain-free, including one big myth about posture that might surprise you. Let's start with lesson number 1. This comes from my 70-year-old patient, Paul, who transformed his mobility in just a few months. When he first came to see me, he could barely walk 10 minutes with a cane, but before long, he was walking over an hour without any support. His secret? Not intense workouts or quick fixes, but something much simpler. Small daily habits that added up over time. And that's the key lesson. Consistency beats intensity. Lesson number 2 comes from a 75-year-old patient who was a retired mailman. He changed the way I think about recovery and aging. After his hip replacement, I expected a long rehab process, but just weeks later, he practically ran into our clinic. No cane, no walker. His secret? He had been strength training twice a week for a few years before his surgery, which made his recovery 10 times faster. And that's the lesson. Strength training is non-negotiable. Building and maintaining muscle keeps you strong, healthy, and independent at any age. Now, if you want to get stronger, more active while staying pain-free, I've created a free printable exercise guide with top 10 essential moves for people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. It's got a step-by-step breakdown with photos and instructions for all the key exercises. You can download it now, just click the link in the description below. Okay, moving on to lesson number 3. This is something we've all struggled with, including me. Have you ever made a New Year's resolution only to give up a few months later because your motivation has disappeared? I know I have, and so have many of my patients. But here is the difference. Most of my successful patients don't wait for motivation to start. They just start. And that's why action creates motivation, not the other way around. Lesson number 4 might surprise you because it goes against what many people believe about staying mobile. I've seen so many people spend hours each week trying to become as flexible as possible, but aside from making you a bit bendier, a lot of traditional stretching doesn't provide real long-term benefits, especially if you're over 50. Instead, the real key to staying mobile as you age is to focus on keeping your body functional and strong, not just flexible. Lesson 5 is about the most underrated form of exercise, one that almost everyone overlooks. I've worked with thousands of patients, and the ones who stay the healthiest longest, they all have one simple habit in common. They walk every single day, even if it's just 10 minutes. Now, walking isn't just good for your heart and joints, it's one of the best things you can do for your mind too. So if your body allows, aim for 20 to 30 minutes daily. Your future self will thank you. Lesson number 6 is something I've personally struggled with for many years. Living with fibromyalgia, a chronic pain condition, I dealt with constant back pain that kept me from exercising. But over time, avoiding movement only made my muscles weaker, which led to even more pain. Now, it took me years to realize this, but when you start exercising, some pain and soreness is completely natural, of course. They don't always mean harm. That's why lesson number 6 is pain doesn't always mean damage, especially when exercising. It is crucial to differentiate this. Lesson number 7 is something I learned from a 55-year-old patient recovering from back surgery. The surgery helped ease her pain, but afterward she felt weak and unsteady. Strength exercises like sit-to-stands and bridges helped her rebuild her muscle, but something was still missing. It wasn't until we added balance exercises like single leg stances that she finally felt steady and confident on her feet again. That's why balance exercises are just as important as strength training. They prevent falls and keep you steady. Moving on to lesson number 8. This is a mistake I see all the time. Imagine planting a garden but never watering the soil. No matter how much effort you put in, nothing thrives. The same goes for exercise. Without the right nutrients, your muscles won't get as strong or healthy as you'd like. That's why you can't out-exercise a bad diet. Prioritize whole foods, hydration, and enough protein. Research suggests about 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. Lesson number 9 is another mistake I see far too often. In the rush to see fast results, many people push themselves too hard, forgetting that progress doesn't just happen during exercise, but also during rest. That's why recovery matters more than you think. Listen to your body, get good quality sleep, and take rest days when needed, especially after a surgery or an illness. Lesson number 10 comes from a 70-year-old retired teacher who redefined resilience for me. Despite severe back pain, she refused to let her limitations define her. Instead of dwelling on what she couldn't do, she found ways to keep moving forward one step at a time. That's why focusing on what you can do, not what you can't, is key for your health. Every step forward counts. Number 11. This is simple but powerful. And I learned this from a 61-year-old engineer who had a recent heart transplant. He didn't just exercise, he measured everything. He wrote down his walking time, tracked his strength, and saw his progress in real numbers, which motivated him to keep going. So the key lesson here, track your progress. It helps you stay consistent and reminds you how far you've come. Lesson number 12 comes from a mindfulness program I did with over 30 patients in chronic pain. After just 12 weeks of practice, something incredible happened for our participants. Their pain less felt overwhelming, their stress levels dropped, and they felt more in control. And that's when I learned to never underestimate the power of mindful breathing. Breathing exercises not only reduce your stress levels, but long-term, they've been shown to reduce pain and make us happier. Lesson number 13 comes from my mom and countless patients with knee arthritis. The ones who stayed active, strengthened their muscles around their joints, and kept moving felt the best. The ones who rested too much, their pain often got worse. And that's when I learned that joint health is everything. Motion is lotion and rest is rust. Keep moving within your tolerance, of course, to stay pain-free. Number 14, did you know that one of the most common health advice, fix your posture to reduce pain, is actually misleading? For decades, this was considered medical truth, but I've spent thousands of hours studying the research, and the last 20 years of studies tell a completely different story. Science now shows that there's no perfect posture, and improving posture alone doesn't reliably reduce neck or back pain. Yes, better posture might improve how you look, but it's like putting a fresh coat of paint on a car. It doesn't improve the engine performance. What really matters is movement variety. Your body craves different positions throughout the day, not holding one perfect pose. So here's the key lesson. Posture matters, but not how you think. It's about moving regularly and changing positions, not maintaining a perfect stance. Lesson number 15. 3 years ago, I worked with a 45-year-old woman whose extreme elbow pain led to severe anxiety and depressive symptoms. We tried many specialized elbow exercises. However, they all failed. But we had a huge breakthrough from something surprisingly simple, a daily 20-minute walking program. Within weeks, not only did her mood improve, but her elbow pain began to subside too. So the key lesson, mental health is physical health. Regular movement boosts your mood and lowers anxiety, creating a foundation for healing everything else in your body. Lesson number 16. I once worked with a remarkably fit 70-year-old who ruptured her patellar tendon, an injury that can be devastating at any age. Yet, she bounced back to full function in just months. Her secret was regular exercise. But here's what shocked me. She only started her fitness journey at 65. Most people assume that if they haven't been active their whole life, that the opportunity has passed. Her story proves a powerful lesson. It's never too late to start. Your body can adapt, strengthen, and become resilient at any age. Lesson number 17 is one I learned from a 50-year-old ex-military man with a very efficient workout. What surprised me was his simple warm-up routine. Nothing fancy, just light marching and quick dynamic stretches, which took him just 2 to 3 minutes. And his approach aligns perfectly with research showing that the best preparation for exercise and activity is through simplified versions of the movement itself. So the key lesson is that movement is your best warm-up. Ease your body into action with light, natural moves. There is no need for long stretches, foam rolling, or complex drills. Lesson number 18. Imagine trying to navigate with a map, but you don't know where you're going. That's what vague health goals are like. Exercising more or eating healthier sound like good goals, but they're directionless. One patient of mine was diligently tracking everything, yet spinning their wheels. We changed their goal to walk for 20 minutes 4 times a week, and suddenly progress became visible. The lesson, don't just track your journey, define your end destination with specific measurable goals. Lesson number 19. You might think staying mobile is complicated, but it boils down to one simple thing. strong legs. I've seen patients transform their lives by focusing on this. They'd start with small exercises like heel raises while brushing their teeth, and then gradually building up from there. And suddenly, they're walking further, climbing stairs with ease, and feeling more in control. And all of that without special equipment or going to the gym. In short, strengthen your legs. They are the foundation to long-term mobility. Again, if you'd like stronger legs, click the link in the description below. I've created a simple and free exercise guide for people over 50. Okay, moving on to lesson number 20. I learned this from a hilarious 63-year-old patient of mine. I'd show her exercises and she would just flat out laugh and say, nope, no fun. At first, I was frustrated. And then it hit me. Why would anyone stick to something they don't like? So we found activities she loved. Dancing, gardening, and walking with her grandkids, and incorporated exercises through those activities. And guess what? She thrived. The lesson: find a routine you somewhat enjoy, and chances are you'll actually stick with it. Which brings us to lesson number 21. Looking back, both at my own health journey and those of my patients reveal a crucial truth. No two bodies are the same. What works for one person might be completely wrong for another. I've learned to constantly question, to explore, and to listen. So the key: always stay curious about your body and your mind, especially with what they need to thrive. Your needs are yours and they are very unique. So now that you know these crucial health lessons, here is something even more exciting. Did you know that there's one simple move that can strengthen your legs in a matter of weeks without knee pain? Click on this video and I'll show you exactly what that exercise is and how to do it. It's perfect for anyone over 50. I'll see you there.